the finale of Hat Stereotypes, Episode 11, The Honorable Mentions, by SoundSmith.
All right. So, we've made it through all the classes, and now we're nearing the end of the series. We've just got one more thing to do, which is to go over just a few of the hats that I missed the first time around. I'm going to be doing 3 hats from each class, but I'm going to do 6 multi-class hats since I missed a lot of those. Oh, and I realize that a lot of you just kind of click off the video when I get to the outro part after all the hats are done and stuff, but I'd appreciate it if you stuck around till the end this time, because I have some things I want to say.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah. As always, a stereotype does not always apply to everyone, so just please don't get all pissy if you don't like the stereotype for your favorite hat, okay? All right, let's go.
Just don't be weird, 100%. I do think that this is a good way to do this as well, because it doesn't bog down the first run through. Like, you're hitting all the key points, all the major stereotypes, but then you're also able to take feedback, right, from your comment section, community, etc., and then kind of do a, as the finale, kind of do the sort of quick fix, hey, these are the things we missed kind of thing. I like it. I like the fact that this exists.
Hey, you want an unusual hat, but you don't want to spend the money on an actual unusual? Well, then this hat's for you. Okay, I'm just kidding. See, people assume that that's why others wear this hat, but that's really not the case. See, this hat actually allows you to directly support map makers, since part of the profit from buying stamps goes straight to them.
Okay.
So I always respect people with this hat, even if I don't know them.
Interesting. Makes sense. I wasn't sure how the stamps
This guy
work.
probably watches a whole lot of Western movies. If the engineer ever got a revolver for his pistol slot, I guarantee you that a hat with no name Engie would use it just 24/7.
So this aged beautifully because Summer Event 2025 gave the engineer the funny taunt kill. You know, the one that had to get nerfed, and then everyone asked Valve, why did you nerf this? And then they unnerfed it. Oh, this actually aged beautifully.
I mean, I would. This is another one of those hats that newer players will wear to try and prove that they're good at the game because, you know, it's not the gibbous. Unfortunately, Spiral Salad wearers really aren't that much better. There's still an amazing lack of situational awareness that I never really see anywhere else.
I need this hat now. I need this. I need to figure out what achievement this is tied to, and I need to grind this for my pyro.
This is the low-tier unusual hat for all classes. You want an unusual, but you don't want to spend years upon years of trading to get to that point? Well, get a human cannonball.
Nice.
Oh boy, Try Hard City. See, if this guy wears it on his soldier, he probably also wears it on his medic and heavy as well. But, I mean, come on, let's be real. This guy doesn't play medic. He just rages at his own medic and then complains when they leave or just don't heal him because he's, you know, being a dick.
I don't know. I think that's the big one. Is like, so I'm trying to do all the TF2 classes, right? Like, and I was talking about this on stream where it's like I don't expect to go positive or do anything until at least like 1,000 hours in, and that was actually part of why I was a little hesitant to even get into TF2 because like I'm playing a huge game of catch up just to even do things in the game, especially when I'll run into like games where I'm just completely locked out. But that also is different commentaries on how TF2 kind of leads to that snowball effect, especially with how people will join match and then leave immediately after and then requeue and balancing that. Other issues aside, right? Like, oh, I am trying to catch up as much as I can, but I like learning all the classes, at least understanding all the classes, because it makes sense when you're like, why is the engineer doing that? Rather than helping the team in the front line when you're like, okay, but the engineer in this situation would realistically do this because he's expecting us to get pushed off this point, right? Like, and that's just an example situation. I'm sure you could think of many others as well. Like, understanding the other classes to understand what the role is and what the logic is there, right? And there's a lot of time investment that goes into something like that.
This guy watches Sherlock and thinks he's just as clever as Benadryl Cabbage Patch. Wait, Buffalo Custard Bath? No, Big Banana Habitat. Beef Stew Calculator? Okay, I feel like... Okay, man, I gotta take a break.
That's how you really feel.
Now, this hat is a total war pig. You'll see a lot of frontrunner scouts that are just as overconfident and obnoxious as the scout himself, which just makes it all the more satisfying to just completely destroy him.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely an example. Like just looking at it, right? the dots connect, the stars align. You're like, yeah, this is someone who thinks that they are outside of their skill level.
This guy almost always wears this hat with the flapjack. And I mean, that makes sense. It's really the only futuristic Scout misc besides the newer ones that came with the Invasion update. So unless they put together the set after Invasion, chances are they'll be wearing the flapjack. This hat usually means that the Scout is at the very least competent. I've only ever seen a few really good Greased Lightning Scouts before, but I've never seen any bad ones. Oh, and he'll also be using stock. Probably.
I have such a mixed relationship with stock scattergun. I was doing the soda popper, which, daring today, aren't we? Squidward meme, right? And I'm like, yeah, I see why this is used. I definitely see it. I'm not even staying long enough to alive to really even use its what do you call it? Its actual whatever perk, the one that gives you jumps on the meter, right? But like, I don't know. I have such a mixed experience with scatterguns and shotguns. Hence why we've talked about them a couple times throughout this series.
This guy uses the whip, and he runs into situations like this a lot, which he will undoubtedly complain about in chat. But I mean, really? I don't blame him. This shit is frustrating, man.
Funny.
This guy will always go for the air shot. Always. It's kind of up in the air whether or not he'll hit it, since that depends on how good he is, but
Right.
he'll still go for it no matter what.
Makes sense. I guess it's probably playing into the Valkyrie theme if I had to guess.
Hey, you guys ready for an overly obscure Metal Gear Solid reference? Yeah, well, neither am I. See, I tried to do some research for this joke, but that series is friggin' weird, dude. Like, it's fun, but it's also really weird.
I've never played it. In anticipation for Silent Hill F later this year, I'm trying to go through the older Silent Hill games, which I heard a rumor. It's a rumor. I can't substantiate it. It was on Reddit. Something about GOG potentially getting more Silent Hill games, which I'd be super into because that's where I got 4. But on top of that as well, we have a new, a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake or something like that coming out. And I've never actually played Metal Gear. So even though I know kind of what happened, certain story points, I'd be very interested to actually delve into those. Just one of those things that I had thought about, talked about on stream, but never actually talked about in a video. Yeah, I've never played Metal Gear. The intent would be to at some point in this year or the next year.
So, I guess I'll just make an overused Top Gun reference, even though that's not really what this hat is even from.
Amazing.
Do not mess with this guy's medic. If you try to go for a medic pick when this guy is on the other team, he will take it personally and hunt you down.
It's a terrifying fact to have a pyro hunt you.
This guy is actually pretty classy. They tend to be friendly in-game and in real life, too. This guy is definitely someone you want to have on your team. He's just so nice.
I love Space Cadet Pyro. He's so cool.
According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly.
No.
I brought this up several times. I love the counters.
No.
What?
No.
What?
Get that shit out of here. No.
Why?
No, you already have enough shitty overused memes in this series. No.
It's funny, though.
No,
It
stop.
do be funny.
Stop it.
Okay.
Stop.
Surprised we didn't see a B movie meme here.
All right, fine. I'll make a shitty pun or something. This guy likes to use the flare gun because he likes to puff and sting.
It didn't quite land.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, the attempt was there.
This is another war pig. He'll tend to favor pipes over stickies, but that's really just because he thinks he can hit every pipe that he shoots. And realistically, he probably can't.
No, I can't hit pipes, so I don't play
This
demo.
guy always uses the Iron Bomber. My guess as to why is that they both came out in the end of the line update. But there could be a number of reasons besides that I don't know. This guy is the epitome of what the Heavy was designed to be. Just a massive, immovable wall that your enemy will have a really hard time getting through. See, this guy right here, he is the reason you haven't gotten rolled yet. You really should thank him.
Makes sense.
This guy has really good tracking with the minigun, but he tends to not be very aware when it comes to spies and other flankers. So for this reason, the best way to take out a heavy-duty rag heavy is to come at him from behind with either a knife or a backburner.
Sure, makes sense. Preferably the knife.
This guy probably worships Hammerlock from the Borderlands series. But I mean, come on, really, who doesn't? Hammerlock's a fucking boss.
You haven't played Borderlands, so I'm not.
This hat
gonna
is a
answer.
war pig, but not quite as big of one as some of the others that I've mentioned before. These guys tend to know what their skill level really is, but they don't take that into consideration before jumping into battle. Like,
Right.
even if they realize, hey, I'm probably not good enough to take out that heavy medic combo just with my shotgun, they're still probably gonna run in anyway.
That's another one that throws me off about engineer is like, yeah, you're doing buildings and stuff, but realistically, you should also be trying to fight certain battles, right? I mean, like, sure, battle engineer exists as an archetype for a reason with its little tiny turret, right? With the Wrangler, but like, you have a shotgun. Ideally, you should also be team fighting assisted by your turret, even though your turret is technically where your big damage is going to come from, right? Like, so if I have a scout or a demo man or demo knight just come up on me, I should, you have a shotgun, pull it out, deal with the problem. It's going to be weird watching Uncle Dane, let's put it that way, because it's going to be a very interesting series to dive into the complexities of engineer.
This guy really takes the hillbilly aspect of the engineer to heart. I mean, even though the engineer is arguably one of the sanest of the mercs,
Yeah.
I've noticed that old geezer engineers will often play like they're drunk. You know, like they'll have trouble with their movement, they'll often jump into impossible fights, and they can never seem to tell that their sentry gun is already fully upgraded and they should probably go get that zapper off their teleporter. Okay, never mind. This is a pretty simple one. This guy always wears the face full of festive. Yep.
That makes sense.
If there was ever a medic with your best interest at heart, it'd be this guy. He might not be the greatest medic in the world, and he might not be able to crossbow you across the map, but he puts his heart and soul into every single game.
He tries.
And that's
all
really
anyone
what
can
matters.
ask. Yeah, that's all anyone can ask of you. Just try.
This guy can tend to be a little uptight. If you're not performing up to his standards, he's gonna let you know. But he'll also usually be pretty good at medic, so
Fair.
I don't know, I'd probably just put up with him.
I feel that.
Now this guy is the exact opposite of the medic's mountain cap. I have no idea how these guys stay so chill when they're playing medic, but they manage it somehow. This guy is always a blast to have in voice chat because you're pretty much guaranteed to make a new friend by the end of the match.
Right. I love those people. The people are just super cool. I had somebody message me recently. I don't know if it was a random. I had a couple people actually. It's like random friend requests, and they're just like, "Hey, you want to play TF2?" I don't know. It's so strange. Like, it's such a cool thing because usually I'm pretty like hyper aware and like I guess paranoid to a degree in regards to like internet security and stuff. But like I don't know, just like having people just like send me friend requests and like let's go play TF2 has been a very interesting experience as John streamer.
This guy will always use the Huntsman, but unlike the Robin Hood hat, he's actually pretty good with it.
Fair.
And he also knows how to abuse the humongous hitbox that the arrows have, which is infuriating because you'll always get hit even if they visibly miss and go past you.
Yeah, hitboxes.
I don't know, dude. This is another one of those snipers who doesn't really give a shit about headshots. There's no real stereotype for what weapon they use, but whatever it is, they're gonna body shot you with it.
Yeah. Do like me some body shots.
Do not get in this guy's melee range. It will get a random crit. Oh, what's that you say? The bushwhacker doesn't get random crits? Well, he's still gonna find a way to get one. I can guarantee you that. Okay, I actually really like this hat. It's kind of try-hardy, but it gives off the whole old-school detective vibe, which is pretty neat. I mean, a lot of people want to call this one out as people trying to seem like the cool, mysterious Sam Spade type character, and that's fair, I guess. It's still a cool hat, though.
It's pretty cool. I can see this being
You didn't want to
classic.
spend the extra ref on a fancy fedora. Well, either that or you have an Ace's High effect on it, or dead presidents, I guess. Because those are actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, look, an obligatory Mr. Paladin impersonator reference. Isn't this so funny? Funny and original, guys? Yeah. Okay, for real though, this is basically the same thing as the Cosa Nostra cap. It pairs well with trench coats, looks pretty dope. Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, everybody ready for the shitty, overused meme song that I'm
The
obligated to put in at this point because I took that joke way too far?
Yep.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Okay, wrong, shitty, overused meme song. Okay, hang on. Okay, so we got
This whole section is probably getting muted.
music, we God. Rock.
Oh my god, you know what I'm expecting? Oh, what is it? Cabbage Boys? The beginning of Brutal Legend, right? When Jack Black's character, Eddie, he started to get into it because they had the sick riff and, ooh, girlfriend. Bro, I hadn't thought about that in a hot minute. Oh, chef's kiss. I would love to play that game, but I don't want to fight those copyright strikes. Not claims. Those will be strikes at that point.
Music that I thought made me really cool in 7th grade. Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm cutting it off. That's.
It's perfect.
I have let this joke go way too far.
Nope, keep going.
Oh,
You're committed at this point. We're invested.
Man, how did I let this happen? Man, that's just. All right. Let's just move on. All right, I think that's it. That's all she wrote, or all I wrote, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I can tell that some of you are already typing an angry comment about how I didn't do a stereotype for your favorite hat and how I'm literally Hitler or something like that. So let me just take a quick second to explain. Not every hat in this game has a stereotype. Some of them are just hats that almost nobody wears, and some of them are worn by so many people with so many different personalities that there never really was a specific stereotype that the community settled on. Plus, there are a lot of new hats that haven't had the proper amount of time to have one assigned to them, so it's entirely possible that your hat just doesn't have a stereotype yet. And that's not a bad thing. That just means that it's your job now to get out there and make sure that it ends up with a good one. So, yeah. Well, this is it, huh?
No, this makes sense.
Well, not really. I'm gonna do more stereotype videos for sure. I'm gonna start with weapons and then move on to more things like miscs and paints and maps and maybe even unusual effects. I don't know, dude. So here's the deal. I realize that most of you are just subscribed for Hat Stereotypes. I get that. And now that it's over, I'd really appreciate it if you stayed. I make a lot of other content that I think you really might enjoy. But that being said, if you're gonna unsubscribe here, that's fine. Thanks for sticking around for as long as you did. It's been a hell of a ride, guys, and I can't thank you enough for taking me on it. So, yeah. I think that's it.
Love the kill bind.
Well, at least until season 2 anyway.
Got him. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, that's an inevitability, right? Like, because there's people who watch me for, like, I don't know, like, internet historian reactions or solely the Fat Electrician reactions. And part of my problem is I've over-diversified. Like, I put in a lot of work. I'll put in a lot of work for reactions and try to do a number of different things. But they end up conflicting with each other. And then some people just only want one thing. It's why I've stopped horror content. I love doing it. I've been on a true crime binge, like I've said. But, like, one of those things where it's just really kind of hard to... it's kind of hard to mesh fun TF2 hijinks with true crime about some of the worst stuff humanity has to offer, messing with, like fire. Like you see how that like starts to get like a little like too much, and it makes sense why the algorithm is very confused about my channel. So I've tried to consolidate it. And honestly, a lot of these videos have been super cool. I am a little sad that the snack stack did not quite make it. I do love the snack stack. It's pretty funny. However, one, like he said, it could be a date thing. This could have come out after the series. Two, it could also be that, there's just either a lack of people playing it. It could be that there's not enough of an archetype formed, or there's a number of people who wear something like the snack stack where it's just like, there's not really a specific stereotype, to which I think that was, while one could self-intuit that, right? Well, one could be like, yeah, that makes sense. I do like that as a relevant, like, disclosure kind of, right? But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on some of these hats? What are your thoughts on the snack stack? Are you excited for season 2? Thank you, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. As I said, some of these sections will have to be muted because if, relevant copyright does relevant copyright things, I'm not in the business of fighting relevant copyright, right? If it's fraudulent, if it's like, yeah, that doesn't make sense, sure. But, like, that's why you should definitely watch the original video. You should definitely make sure that you're, going to SoundSmith's original channel, right? Definitely make sure that you're, going over and supporting him. And then thank you, everybody. I do appreciate it. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I will see you all in the next one.